Hello Noble people, my name is The Noble, and this is a very special video. I have not uploaded in a little bit, mainly because I've been kind of thinking about what videos to make. I did have some in the pipeline, but I decided to scrap them because if I'm not happy with a video, then I shouldn't post the video and see if it does well, because I know that I'm not going to like the video, so why should you guys like the video? At least that's my philosophy when it comes down to doing stuff. However, I was always going to talk about Pokemon Champions and actually play the game when it came out, do some streams, talk about like me building a team and whatnot. But something very big happened, and there is an upcoming tournament that I am going to participate in. Specifically, the one Scraw VGC is hosting, coming in April 25th and 26th. I'll leave a link down below at a pinned comment or the description for his channel and for the actual video of him talking about the rule set and what makes this tournament different, as I'm not really going to take time to explain it in this video, as this video is more about team building and deciding what is my Pokemon that I'm going to use for this tournament. And this is really big for me because this is the first tournament or like anything like actual competitive related I've ever done. The most like extent that I've done would be me and my brother playing around with rental team codes in Scarlet Violet. I haven't done like ladder in Scarlet Violet. I've done like maybe like 10 games of like Pokemon Showdown competitive stuff. So me trying to throw my hat into the ring with this is a big step to do, but I've been really looking forward to Pokemon Champions. I've been watching stuff with competitive Pokemon for like 3 years now, and I'm really excited to try and get in this and trying to fully understand and try and like be better as a player myself instead of just watching other people play it. And one of the big parts in that is trying to build a team together. The rest of this video is going to be me talking about the team I have made for this Champions Festival, and I'm really happy with the results of this team. I'm very happy with all the Pokemon, especially since there are some of my favorite Pokemon in general. But I do want to have a little bit of a disclaimer before we hop into analyzing my team overall, and that is the fact I'm kind of coping a little bit with my team because not all of these Pokemon have actually been announced as being in the game. I am going off of the predictability of all of the new Megas, or at least all of the Mons that were in ZA are most likely going to be coming back to Champions in some form. I'm also going to assume more big staples of VGC are also going to be there. A great example, I feel like my boy, the one that I'm going to be talking about first up in my team, my favorite Pokemon, Golisopod, I really want to use its Mega Form. But it has not been shown in any of the stuff, and we actually don't know what its ability is either. So I'm kind of coping, one, that it's in the game, and two, coping that it actually has a good ability, because I could be completely wrong, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of hinging on a lot of stuff. Now, to be fair, I will probably make a little bit of a follow-up post on my YouTube page in case I do need to change this. I'll be trying to stream when Champions does come out with this team to practice with it. Maybe I can change something around, but as of right now, I think this team is good. The only downside is I'm not 100% sure on a couple of the Mons if they are in Champions as of release, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it on the 8th, and I'll change the team accordingly, most likely on a live stream like I said, or making a YouTube post with the minor changes I'm doing to the team. Starting off with the Prima the Resistance, the Ace, my favorite Pokemon, Neptune the Golisopod. Now, I obviously love Neptune. As a matter of fact, I am going to be making Golisopod aura farming as Piccolo my channel logo. I'll put the link in the description to the person I commissioned this art of. It's just like rotoscoping, but I think it's really funny, and I love that, and I'm definitely going to use that as my channel logo moving forward. However, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a jump. First off, I gave it Tough Claws as a lot of people are very confused what Mega Golisopod is going to do. Mega Golisopod gets extremely more tanky, not even in the sense of it getting a lot more defense and special defense, but it turns into a Bug and Steel, one of the best defensive types in the game, only having one weakness, that be a quad weakness to fire. Now, that is not actually as big of a deal as it would be with something like Scissor, because while Scissor doesn't really have any way to combat fire types other than being on a rain team, Neptune has water moves before it Mega Evolves, and the main thing it runs is Liquidation. So a lot of people were thinking there is a chance that it might get Water Bubble, Araquanid's signature ability, which would make it one of the most broken Pokemon ever, and I would absolutely love it to get Water Bubble. Not being able to be burned, so it can't be shut down as a physical attacker. Its water moves are doubled, so it just gets back a stab and a 50% bonus on top of stab. Pretty much acting like it has water as, like, Steelworker, I think is what the, like, ability is called for, I forget what Pokemon the name is. It just gets a better stab boost to water moves now. And the quad weakness turns into just a normal weakness because it gets a resistance to fire. That would be amazing. But I don't want to bank on that. And I feel like Tough Claws is definitely a strong ability, but I feel like it's more reasonable. I don't want to try and build a team around a super broken ability that might not happen, especially considering its like signature ability, and really haven't seen that. I know a lot of people want other Mega Pokemon to get signature abilities. I've heard stuff like Scolipede wanting Merciless, which is, I believe, Toxapex's ability, but I don't see that happening. Maybe Game Freak is open to that. I know I would love it, but I feel like Tough Claws is going to be able to have Neptune hitting really hard. Leech Life is going to get a lot more health back. My knockoffs are going to be doing good. Liquidations are going to be doing good. And that for turn 1 first impression is going to be killing any psychic, like, expanding force psychic teams. I'm just going to probably be one-tapping all of their mons to be able to get them off the field. Next up is Doodle the Mimikyu. You might see the theme of me liking Alolamons, and obviously there's probably going to be a couple more that you could probably guess. Now, Doodle's going to be my support mon, obviously. Disguise is going to be great, allowing me to survive a hit without wasting my Focus Sash. Red card is actually to try and deal with Sun teams. I looked across the board at my team and realized some of my heavy hitters that I want to try and stay in along are going to be very weak to fire. You already saw Neptune with its quad weakness to fire when it is Mega Evolved, and I'm really hoping that red card can kind of prevent like a Mega Charizard Y or Sun oriented team to kind of get booted out. I'm not sure if this will work as much as I think it will. I do know there was kind of a swap to how Mega Evolution works. Megas happen now before swapping, so fast Mega Evolution users who have weather like Frostlass, who has Snow Warning now, Charizard Y, who has Drought, apparently they're not as good, so you want actually slow setters, like a Torkoal would probably be better, but I just want to get those Pokemon out there so they don't threaten other Pokemon. Shadow Sneak, obviously, to get some chip damage. Then the main ones that I actually really like Doodle for is Desibon and Pain Split. I have fully invested Doodle into HP and defense, making sure I can survive really heavy hits, and then either Destiny Bond if I'm too low, ensuring that I'm going to take someone down with me, or Pain Split, making on one of their strong Pokemon really low as well. Hopefully this works out. I think Doodle's going to be really good, especially with Trick Room, as a lot of my mons are slow, so I kind of need Trick Room, and I'm pretty much turn 1 is just going to be Trick Room, red card, and then I'm going to probably get Mega Evolve Neptune on the side, but I'm very much looking forward to Doodle, and I think it's going to be a key part of my team. Next up is Punch-Out, my other Mega Pokemon. If I'm not going to Mega Evolve Neptune, Punch-Out is the one that I'm going to Mega Evolve. Now, you see that I still have Hyper Cutter actually there. Now, I don't really care too much about what its actually ability is going to be. I do believe technically Choice banned Crabominable can be better, or Choice Band Iron Fist Crabominable is actually better than Mega, but I like Hyper Cutter to devoid me of getting Intimidate dropped, especially because of how slow Crabominable is. It actually gets slower when it Mega Evolves, and it's going to be able to actually underspeed Amoonguss with Ice Hammer. And I'm kind of just looking forward to this tankiness. Ice Fighting is a super good coverage move. Practically no Pokemon are going to resist both of my stabs, and I'm just going to be able to close combat Ice Hammer. I even have Drain Punch to get a little bit of health back. I'm probably going to be pivoting a lot more with Punch Out than I would be with Neptune, but I'm very excited to use one of my favorite mons from Alola as a Mega. Now, this was actually revealed in a trailer. The Mega was not revealed, but I do know Punch Out will be here. So if I can't use Golisopod and it's not in the game at launch, then my main Mega will probably be Punch Out, which isn't ideal. I would probably rather still have Neptune, but I'm still very excited to use it as kind of my secondary Mega if Golisopod isn't the good choice for a certain matchup. Next up is Minecraft the Garganacl. Minecraft, it doesn't really have like a super defined role, like it's not like the powerhouse Mega or the hard support mon like Doodle. Its kind of job is to just kind of stay there and survive and just rack up some chip damage. With Salt Cure and Stealth Rock being able to do really good chip damage over time, especially Stealth Rock possibly breaking any focus sashes that I might see, as I want to make sure stuff like close combat or like first impression don't get like stopped by something like a focus sash, so I can make sure to get those one-hit KOs. And I actually want to try and do just some casual chip damage with Rock Slide. He's also going to be really good with dealing with some of those fire types that Punch Out or Neptune might not be able to fully deal with. Next up is another bug and water type, Bubbles the Araquanid. Now this is a very interesting set, as I actually want Bubbles to kind of be a support mon. Araquanid can be a support mon, but it also is mainly used to do insane damage with Water Bubble, as it's going to double its water moves by a lot. So I kind of want to make it go even further beyond by giving it Rain Dance and the Damp Rock to make sure that it can set up rain and then keep the rain up, so that we can have like Neptune and Bubbles just disintegrate pretty much any Pokemon. Even if they resist water, they're going to be taking massive amounts of damage from the rain boosted attacks like this. I will say I probably can try and figure out a different way to use Bubbles. I'm not 100% confident with the Rain Dance setup, and I might try and change it to actually Entrainment, as Bubbles gets the move Entrainment, which allows it to copy its ability to other Pokemon, and I might just give that Entrainment and have it give Water Bubble to Neptune, so I have two Water Bubble mons that are just spamming Liquidation and Scald and disintegrating everything. I think that might be a little bit broken, and I'm actually not sure if it will still have Entrainment. I'm gonna assume it probably would, but I feel like Rain Dance is a little bit of a safer bet to have when Champions first launches. Last but certainly not least is DK the Oranguru. Now, DK is definitely another support mon that I'm having on the team, but is going to play a lot differently than Doodle, as well Doodle is to set up Trick Room and then try and take down an opponent with it with Pain Split or Destiny Bond, maybe getting some chip damage with Shadow Sneak. DK is going to try and stay on the field for a longer amount of times before it goes down, with Safety Goggles and Inner Focus stopping it from getting flinched and from being put to sleep with stuff like Spore or getting redirected with Rage Powder. It allows it to focus on its target like fully. I think Psychic and Foul Play are decent coverage. Encore is going to be used to just lock someone into something they don't want to use, obviously. Maybe if I can Encore someone's like setup, maybe. But the main thing I'm very excited to use DK is for Yawn. Now, I really wanted to try and have a mon that could have a sleep function, maybe Spore, but I didn't really want to use Amoonguss, as I didn't really feel like it paired with my team too well, and I feel like just throwing a Pokemon that I don't personally like as a Pokemon, and I didn't feel like personally fit the aesthetic of my team was not that bad or that good. DK not only is a Gen 7 Pokemon, one of my favorite gens, but it's also slow enough to function within Trick Room, has really good bulk, and Yawn, while it's not going to force Pokemon to go and sleep as it takes one turn, it's going to force my opponent to swap out and kind of play a similar role like how Doodle with the red card, as I want Pokemon that could possibly set up weather to get away, and it can threaten Pokemon if they don't swap out, or towards the end when they physically can't swap out. I can guarantee get a Yawn off and make them fall asleep towards the late game. I feel like it's going to be a key part of my team, and I'm super happy. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm super excited for the Champions Festival. I'm going to be streaming it as soon as the game comes out, trying with this team. I will make a community post on, or just post on the channel, if the mons are not fully in it, or if there's some things I need to change. But if you want to try and catch it like in like real person reaction, I recommend liking, subscribing. Stay tuned for the Pokemon Festival and Pokemon Champions. I can't wait, and I hope you're all excited. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.